There are still some seats at the front on this side, if anybody would like to come in. Happy? Yeah. Ladies, gents, still some seats over this side. Please come on in. Is that not working? This one on. Okay, ladies and gents, we do need to make a start. Just ask for a little bit of quiet, please. Thank you. Shout it. Firefighter. Thank you. Good evening and welcome, everybody. It's a great pleasure, privilege for me tonight to be able to welcome everybody here to Derbyshire. So a warm welcome to Derbyshire. That goes to our friends from UKRO, our event sponsors, our colleagues from Fire and Rescue Services throughout the UK, and of course my own colleagues here from the fantastic county of Derbyshire. Thank you. And of course our new Chief Fire Officer, Gavin Tomlinson. So welcome everybody. Sadly our special guest cannot be here tonight as he's hurt his knee. So I'm sure you'll all join me in wishing Derby County's captain a speedy recovery. But we'll move on there. My name's Simon Abbs. I am Station Manager at Derbyshire Fire and Rescue Service. I'm a Station Manager at the Joint Training Centre, where you'll all be visiting over the next couple of days. Derbyshire Fire and Rescue Service really are very privileged and really have the pleasure for hosting this year's UKRO National Challenge. Before I introduce the UKRO Chair, Neil Odin, I just wanted to run through some housekeeping rules that will make this evening hopefully go a little bit smoother and the next few days. There's no planned fire alarm, so in true fire service fashion, I'm sure you will all stay here for at least 30 seconds if it does go off. But in all seriousness, 2 exits at the back, the one you've come through and one in the middle. We will depart should we need to. Could I also ask that you turn your phones to silent, please, if you've not already done so? There are more important people than me coming up. I don't want to disturb them. Parking, first of all, over the weekend, very important. I just speak to you about a couple of matters over the weekend. There will be no parking, no vehicle access at all to the Joint Training Centre. Okay? We are Derbyshire, so we are going to put you all on a football field. It hasn't rained very much, so don't worry about that. You will all have a 200-metre walk to the training centre in the morning on Saturday. And we've got telehandlers on hand should you not be able to leave at the end of the day. Do not worry. The UKRO timetable as well. I understand it's a first this year. All the timetables on the app. Is it a first? The very first person who reported to training centre today, I asked him if he knew where he needed to be. He didn't. I asked him if he'd downloaded the app. He didn't know what an app was. He had an old phone. But welcome Scotland Fire Service. Is that all right? Yeah, wait a minute. So the UKRO timetable is available on the app. They will also be displayed in the appliance bay at the training centre. Everybody will have access to the appliance bay. all weekend, okay? So if it is raining, go in there to rest, eat, etc. That's where you'll get your timetables from, the appliance bay. All other essential information will be passed to the captains in about 45 minutes when we start the captain's briefings. You will also be given a pack. Please remember to take that with you. But if you do have any problems over the weekend, please grab one of us. We are really very friendly in Derbyshire. So just please come and talk to us. We want you to thoroughly enjoy your weekend. We want it to be great. We want Derbyshire to win, of course, but we want you to enjoy your time. So it now falls to me to hand over to the UKRO Chair, Neil Odin. Thank you.
You notice in the silence the bar noise starts again. Okay, Chairman of Derbyshire Fire and Rescue Authority, Madam Vice Chair, I'm delighted to be here as the UKRO Chairperson. What I'm going to do is the person who's noisiest at the bar, they can come and do the next speech. That will be the way forward, won't it? So we'll get them up here and do a little turn. But I'm delighted to be here and to talk about what the next stages of UKRO event will be this evening. Thank you so much for hosting us and the event in Derbyshire. It's really important that we find hosts, and the work that's gone in have been amazing. We are here to celebrate the start of what's going to be a really challenging and enjoyable event, but I thought it seemed only appropriate to start our evening remembering firefighter Josh Gardner from Mid and West Wales, who sadly lost his life recently in a boat accident, and of course all those other colleagues we remember at this time. If I can ask you to please stand for 1 minute of silence. Thank you, ladies and gents. The next thing to say is to remind you, I am not Steve Apter. I may be similar in stature, but I'm not Steve Apter. It's delightful, as I had this year, to be taken over as the chair of United Kingdom Rescue Organisation. We should celebrate the fact that Steve Apter's in New York and couldn't be here tonight. So I shall be sending him a tweet later on thanking him for being in New York, and I'm sure he'll miss you all. Very seriously, it's a delight to be taken over and to assisting the UKRO on its journey, and nothing impresses me more than the amount of effort that goes into planning these events, not only from the great volunteers and targeted work from the UKRO colleagues, but from Derbyshire Fire and Rescue Service, the host service this year. So thank you to all of those. Round of applause, please, for all those organisers in the background. My thanks to Gavin for continuing to host us and not regretting it yet. It's really important that we get the support of the Chief Officer and senior team. This year we have 70 teams competing, which is a fantastic result, an excellent outcome for the event. Extrication, trauma, rope, water and USAR, with 28 fire and rescue services represented. That in itself is a really, really good result this year, and thank you for all those that are taking part. Give yourselves a round of applause. Another first this year is the first Cadet Young Firefighter Challenge. A fantastic innovation from Derbyshire this year to bring young people into this mix. Thank you, couldn't agree more. Who was it? We'll get them up here for a talk. Okay, so young people, cadets taking part in the challenge this year, a really, really good change to the way we do things, and I'm really, really welcome that innovation. That'll be exciting to see how that works. So before I move on to asking Gavin to say a few words as they host, we have a couple of presentations to make. During this particular 3 days, we'll be making a few presentations to those willing volunteers, hard workers behind the scenes in UKRO who have made such a difference. But tonight we have two particular individuals we want to just celebrate before we move on to the next stage. So firstly, can I ask that Emma Wilson joins me on the stage, please? Oh, there you are. I'll do my best to spare Emma's blushes, but Emma has been a stalwart behind the scenes doing health and safety for us for some time. And believe it or not, you know, the work that, well, I'm sure you do believe it, the work that goes on behind the scenes to make sure you are safe as competitors and our whole event works smoothly without any injuries is all down to people like Emma and the work she does. So Emma, thank you so much. And next, Greg Fleming. So again, Greg's been busy behind the scenes doing things like logistics and tools, and you know, that work that happens behind the scenes around technical aspects of our challenge couldn't go without people like Greg, and we're really grateful for the work he's put in over the years. Greg, thank you so much. Thank you. There will be others during the event, but now it gives me great pleasure to hand over to the Chief Fire Officer for Derbyshire Fire and Rescue Service, Gavin Tomlinson.
Okay, thank you, Neil. First and foremost, it'd be remiss of me not to thank Tyne and Weir Fire and Rescue Service for giving what's commonly termed in the Fire and Rescue Service as a development opportunity by taking on UKRO a year earlier than we would have, which means we've only had half the time most services have to prepare. So that in itself, thanks Tyne and Weir, we appreciate that. And all the best next year. In all honesty, welcome to Derbyshire and the Challenge 2019. It's been an absolute honour for Derbyshire Fire and Rescue Service to actually accept to take on the challenge a year earlier. And it's nice to welcome so many teams from across the UK Fire and Rescue Service. I hope every competitor here really enjoys the time in Derbyshire, and I hope the competition lives up to your expectations of what you've experienced in previous years or what you thought it was going to be. We think in Derbyshire that we've got some of the best facilities in the UK. We've recently invested £10 million in a joint training centre in collaboration with the police, and a lot of you will spend a lot of your time down there over the next few days. And there's been a huge amount of planning that's gone into preparing that training centre for you and for each and every competitor. We've also taken the opportunity in Derbyshire to take advantage of some of the off-site venues we've got. So we've got the world-renowned High Tor in Matlock for some of the rope working, and looking at the weather it's going to be quite challenging up there with the wind and rain. And we've also got the River Derwent for the fast-moving water and the Ogston Reservoir for the still water. So I hope you really enjoy the venues we've selected for you. Following the aim of UKRO, which is drive the national agenda to reduce road deaths and accidents and showcase other rescue disciplines, we've also taken the opportunity with this event to open the doors to both students and members of the public. So tomorrow, alongside the main competition, we're also hosting 3 schools, approximately 300 students in an education and seminar. And they're all year 11, all around 15, the age, and they're potentially our future drivers on the roads in Derbyshire. So we're hoping that we can get some education with the young people, and they're also going to get the opportunity to see yourselves in action, so they get to see what a firefighter does and what happens in the emergency rescue. And hopefully this is educating people of the future to make our roads safer. Then on Saturday, we're opening the doors of our joint training centre while the competition continues to around 1,000 members of the public. And again, the aim of that is road safety and making the roads of Derbyshire safer and letting people go away with a little bit more education than they had. So in partnership with Derbyshire Constabulary and some other partners, we're delivering a road safety community event. Visitors to this event are obviously going to get the opportunity to watch yourselves and cheer some of the teams on as well. And again, I can't stand here and not thank the people that's been involved in the planning of this event. So the amount of work that's gone on behind the scenes and the amount of support we've had from the staff in Derbyshire, from sponsors and partners has been immense. So personally from me, and certainly from the Fire and Rescue Authority who I spoke to this morning, a special thanks to all of you involved. And also in Derbyshire, if you're not aware, we have some quite special partnerships with some local businesses. So I have to say a special thanks to Toyota, who for years, many years now, have supported Derbyshire, and you are going to be cutting up around 50 of their cars over the next few days. So I have to say special thanks to them. It's a long-standing partnership and it served us well. Also, I have to look forward to our team working out there and thank the sponsors of our team, which is Solvay, another local company. So again, special thanks. And if you've been involved in some of the workshops today, I think you will have engaged with Solvay, particularly around some of the construction of cars and the fibres involved. So hopefully that partnership not only supports Derbyshire's teams, but also supports the learning across the wider fire and rescue services. I'm aware that the training standards that go into each and every fire and rescue service, and you're all proud of the standard you take out there to instance and that you have on the fire ground, is very high, and hopefully you're all biased in thinking you've all got the best standards. I know we think we have. So with that in mind, hopefully the competition is going to be very well contested over the next couple of days, and there'll be an extremely high standard and healthy competition between all of you. So I am looking forward to that. So whether your team takes home trophies or not by the end of tomorrow night, I hope you take away a lot of learning. I hope you make friends. I hope you get networks. I hope you enjoy what Derbyshire has to offer in terms of a fire and rescue service, but also in terms of a county. And those of you that are attending some of the off-site venues hopefully will be able to see the beauty of the county as well, albeit it looks like it might be in a little bit of rain and wind. It does look nice in summer sometimes, I can assure you. But really, enjoy yourselves. Take advantage of everything we've got to offer. We really hope you do. Any questions, as Simon had mentioned earlier, please see anyone in a Derbyshire shirt. We will help you as much as we can. And if we're not in uniform, there's a lot of volunteers that are working all day today, tomorrow and all day Saturday, and they'll all be in T-shirts. And they're here to make your experience enjoyable and you to get the best out of it as you can. So really, good luck to all of you. No pressure on Derbyshire team whatsoever. We are recruiting soon, so there could be extra vacancies. So just bear that in mind. So with that in mind, I'd like to invite Neil back up onto the stage to say a few words. So good luck and enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and Hampshire as well. I had to get that in, didn't I? So the next stage is a bit of celebration, I guess, of not only the event we have here, but UKRO itself. And over the last 12 months, the charity has been very busy, as you'd expect. I have to hand it to the team. They are astonishing. They are amazingly energetic and capable people, and you all know who you are. The team does such a lot of work during the year, not only for the events like this to support the hosting service, but indeed for the charity behind the scenes. And the charity really stands for raising the standards across the world and building capabilities and capacity to make sure our communities are safe. Fire and rescue services across the UK and indeed the world are better equipped because of the work that UKRO does. The International Development Programme has recently been in the Ukraine and undertaken some scoping work in Georgia. And it just gives some example of the stuff that we do and the extent to which we go to support the developing nations alongside UK government. I've also worked with the National Fire Chiefs Strategic Engagement Forum to start developing some of the work that happens, some of the standards that are being developed across the UK to make sure the very best techniques are used for our frontline crews, ensuring that the UK community is safe. Also linked up this year with the Women in the Fire Service Network to make sure that our workshops can be open to all and inclusive. And we're looking to recruit further assessors in the future from that group as well. Really trying to make sure our business is inclusive and benefits the entire workforce of the British Fire and Rescue Service. We welcome Dewey Rose and Faye McClellan as new UKRO patrons. Without our patrons, we wouldn't operate. There's a number of patrons in the room tonight. Welcome, and thank you for your ongoing support of our charity. The Academy is something I'm going to talk about more. The Academy, some of you will know, there's 8,000 firefighters out there in the UK Fire Service that benefit from the UKRO Academy. It's essentially a web-based and central-based facility to enhance your skills and centralised knowledge forum for you to gain and access evidence and information and training material so that your own staff haven't got to do more themselves. They haven't got to Google search a good insight into certain techniques. We've got some fantastic facilities available to you. If you're not part of the UK Academy, please get in touch with us and make sure you think about that. Or pester your chief to make sure you join. Now, to my sins, Hampshire is yet to join. I'm being pestered all the time. But we'll continue that journey as UKRO, making sure you, as Fire and Rescue Service operatives, are well equipped and well served by the Academy and what it can produce. So, on that note, a shameless slide and video to show you the capabilities of the Academy. A bit of video pizzazz there, just to warm the evening up. Brilliant, thank you. So, you know, there's a saying, isn't there, we're better together, and I think the idea of doing one thing centrally together, like a training facility like that, I think makes sense. It benefits the charity of UKRO, it benefits the nation to be safer out there with our techniques. But thank you all for contributing towards that, because we learn from what you do out there in the challenges of the next 2 days, and the workshops that we conduct also. So thank you for that. Okay, it's come that time of night, it's time for you to do something, and it's time for your voices to be engaged. So I'd like to now start to introduce the teams for the challenge. There's a couple of other things to do after this, but the challenge for you is a small prize, which we'll think about what later it is, for the loudest cheers for the team. So now about to introduce the teams that are taking part in this year's challenge, and want to hear noise when you see your name on the screen. So, welcome competitors. Team Avon. That wasn't much of a noise. Team Cornwall. Pretty good. Durham and Darlington. Team Derbyshire. No pressure. Dorset and Wiltshire. Are they even here? Team East Sussex. Team Essex. It's a popular vote so far. Team Cheshire. Does your chief know you're here this year? Team Hampshire. I'm not biased or anything. Hereford and Worcester. Well done. Team Manchester. They're not at the bar, are they? Team Humberside. Team Lincolnshire. Team London. Leicester, quick! By the way, London here. See, Northumberland. Your chief does know, I've seen him. Team Oxfordshire. Well done, Oxfordshire. Subdued Middle England. Team Scotland. Oh, it's booing, right? Team Buckinghamshire. Hey. Team Merseyside. Team South Wales. I didn't know you did this. Team Staffordshire. Team Tyne and Wear. Did I say that properly? Team West Midlands. Don't forget to download the app so you know where you're going. Did we miss anyone? So, ladies and gents, bear with me then. Bear with me at the bar. I know it's a long talk, I know, and the beer's flowing. Let's just finish this off. Thank you. So, welcome teams, well done. I don't think we might have missed someone over there, I think, but we'll find who that was. We may have missed somebody, but I think we'll be fine. So, there's a couple of things to do. But the first is an absolute pleasure to do, because recently we saw the Scottish Challenge happened a few weeks back, and there was a winning team that wasn't able to collect their trophy at the time. So it gives me great pleasure, because they ran out of other important people to do it, to present Northumberland with the trophy from the Scottish Challenge. Please, Northumberland, come up to get your trophy. I think that was the first time we presented a trophy on the opening ceremony, but there you go. Why not? And on the same script, I am well known for not ever sticking to the script, and I have a personal challenge of always having a Winnie the Pooh phrase to mention at every event I speak at. So I'll see how I do, and you see confused looks in the room now, thinking, oh God. Especially my team, they're thinking, oh, he's off again. So I just wanted to give you some thoughts to go away with, because the stage is set. The battlefield is laid out in front of you, and now you must go and perform. But there's a reason why you're performing out there the next 2 days. And it goes to something like this. Piglet sidled up to Pooh. Pooh, he whispered. Yes, Piglet. Nothing, said Piglet, taking Pooh's paw. I just wanted to be sure of you. So this is why you're doing this. Your community needs to be sure of you. You need to know what you're doing, to know you can do the best thing you are doing for your community. That is what UKRO is about. That's what your Fire and Rescue Service is about. And I feel sure you'll do that over the next 2 days. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy your evening.
Are we ready, guys? Thank you, everybody. The last thing from me is to invite the captains to their briefings. I have been told we did miss at least one fire rescue service out there, so they would like the opportunity. Team Surrey. We have also... who are we?
Yorkshire. West
Yorkshire?
Yorkshire.
West Yorkshire? North Yorkshire? Suffolk? Hold on. Good effort. We have just taken a decision to exclude London Fire Brigade from the briefings. Too rowdy. The briefings will be taken outside on the terrace. Please ensure you attend. The bar will be staying open for some time yet. So please, everybody, enjoy your evening. Have a safe evening. And we will see everybody in the morning. Thank you.